Ajima Joseph Community 9. Dodson Tenge, I see you. All the way from Nungba, Ayigbenyi Dogbeda. Malik, ever faithful, ever sure. Greetings to your boss in Gridco. Nana Ama Ajima Ndokuya. William Thomason. People from the peninsula. Nana Ansah Kwao IV. Davis Ajay. All the way from Texas, USA. Ra Sibido. Dr. Mubarak Ahmed listening from the Garden City University College, Kumasi. Princess Nyami Enyonyam Sintim Misa. That's the short version. Princess Nyami Enyonyam Sintim Misa. Dr. Cynthia Tego arriving on the 5th level tomorrow. Happy 50th to you. Tomorrow at Legon. May God bless you plenty. Eugenia Sintimedi is in the maze. Lawyer Martin Pebu is in the maze. Teresa from Tema. Nitojo from Tema Newtown. Emmanuel Houston in Germany. Hey, bro, me too, catch it. Stephen Jampo in Tinkong. Frederica Akun Ejay. Larry from Spinter. Lennox Ado from Dewu Equiapem. Happy 35th anniversary to you, Otubo Jan Kwesi. Tomorrow will be 35th year of ascension to the throne. Yamin Shall be brave. Otubo Jan Kwesi. Every hene. Honorable Jeff listening from Jerusalem. Greetings, Nana. Greetings to you too. Assalamu alaikum to you, my brother Muhammad from Goil at the Pond Barrier. William Asante, good evening to you. George Dancer from Graphic, good evening to you. Papa James, greetings all the way from Navarongo. Tofik, I see you. Dr. Chimo from Tama Community 3. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. And I say thank God it's Monday. It's that time again where patriots meet, where nation lovers gather to perform one of radio's most important rituals. And it only happens on Joy 99.7 FM. So let us all gather and make truth good. And our topic today, folks, expensive free SHS. Expensive free SHS. Folks, without a shadow of a doubt, education is a leveler. In these times, and more so in these times, gone are the days when if you had land, if you had gold, if you had buildings, and if you had... No. In these times, education is the leveler. However, folks, the biggest fundamental question still remains. The biggest fundamental question still remains. What gap do we hope to fill with our education? What potential do we hope to harness? What opportunity do we hope to grasp with our current education? Then the taboo question that is a no-go area. With the number of newborn babies per year, can we really afford to give them a proper education based on an all-free policy? Folks, with the number of newborn babies per year in Ghana, pushing 800 to 900 new babies per year, are we able to harness this group of people every year and give them a proper education? Because once upon a time when education was just an exercise book, pencil, and eraser, those days are gone. Can we compete? Because the other day I was saying that, a child in Edumasa today is competing with a child in Singapore, Hong Kong, London. I mean, it's a global village now. Gone are the days when we're Martin the Porris, now Kochro, Moka, only Datu, Sofoni, St. Teresa's. Those days are gone. Your child should be competing on the world stage so that when it's all said and done, and they go online and they're applying for jobs, it's not based between Martin the Porris and Datus or Martin the Porris and Ham. No, it's Martin the Porris versus the world. Are we able to give these children that opportunity? These are all questions begging for answers. Now I'm a bit confused with regards to my second question. Been thinking about it, I've been pondering, and I'm a bit confused. Something which has bothered me for some time. And I need to take my time to break it down. Just break it down. Folks, so you see, once upon a time, students had to pay boarding fees, which was about 550 Ghana cedis per term. much less for day student because tuition fee was, practically free. So day student paid a token to go to school. And at the time, the school prospectus or the items you needed for the school, it was much shorter. The list was significantly shorter. Folks, when free SHS started, we are told that 100,000 students who otherwise could not have gone to school got the opportunity to do so. Very good, fantastic, marvelous, all the accolades that you can think of. Why not? 100,000 students who otherwise got the opportunity to give themselves 3 years short of an education. They got the opportunity to get 3 more years to educate themselves. What I find confusing is that day students then was practically free. You went to school for free if you were a day student. Folks, whereas now, today, the list that's given day students, it's quite a lot. Weedicide, insecticide, mop bucket, prayer tintin, prayer tietia, prayer honeyho, name it, and that's day students. As for boarding, folks, it's as though the children are leaving home for good. Aside their prayer tintin, tietia, honeyho, God knows, iron, this, hymn book, name it. It's a whole comprehensive list that you need to purchase. And the schools now have their own items which usually cost more than it does on the high street. But you dare complain because, Charlie, you are lucky to get a place. And you're not complaining. Oh, yes, you are fortunate to get a place even if they triple the price when you say me account. Particularly if it's one of these so-called A schools. As for that one, you just have to just shut up, buy the stuff quietly. Now, banunko. So, folks, the 100,000 or the sudden surge, and there's generally a huge surge, who are now going to SHS. Which aspect was actually stopping them? Because then, day was nearly free. Boarding was $5.50. Now that you have to take a host of items, including the kitchen sink, along with you, we have all decided to go to school. I am not complaining, no, but I'm just wondering. Because it is, it is not child's play today to send a world to school as compared then. So those 100,000 who suddenly decided to buy prayer tintin, tietia, insecticide, all these things, and then go to school, was it the tuition? Because tuition has always not been there. Folks, should education merely be about the access? Because we seem to be missing the point and glorifying or paying more attention to the numbers that are going to school rather than the quality that would come out. We seem to be more happy, tilting more. There's more focus on the numbers who go to school rather than the quality that come out of the schools. Folks, last week I was trying to explain that our population was growing too fast. And I actually thanked you because I said, once upon a time when I raised population issue here, I go home battered and bruised. But now I can bring population issue and we can have a discerning conversation. So I'm thinking, well, if that's the case, then maybe I have to start hitting home until our politicians realize that, listen, this is something that the people are now eager for. Maybe we have to get to the point to say, look, if you don't add population regulation into your manifestos, maybe that's where we need to get to. And then they will take it serious. That if you don't add population into solving national problems, then we won't vote for you, because national problems involve people. So you cannot be solving national problems devoid of the number of people in the country or coming in. Well, folks, check this out. Last week I was using Denmark as an example. That as far back like 73 years ago, from 73 years to today, they've added about 2 million people to their population in 73 years. Whereas in the same time frame, Ghana has added about 26 million. In the same 73 years, we have increased the population by 26 million. And yet 73 years ago, we were just about 1 million people more than them. Just about 1 million. And now, whilst they've added 2 million in 73 years, we have added 26. So it tells you how much pressure we are putting on social amenities. And this seriously affects education. It seriously affects education, because how many schools can you keep on building? Teachers can you keep on building? Computers you have to keep buying, and the time and the quality. Denmark is doing 28 people per class. 28 as a class. The teacher has time to tell you, go and do homework and write 6 pages or write 10 pages, because there's only 26 people or 28 people to mark. But when you have an 85 class, 85, a teacher anima homework, or you don't write more than 2 lines. Because Charlie, who's going to mark 10 pages of 85 students? No. Folks, with regards to access, which is good, access is important. It's one of the basic things, getting access to a school. But the amount of focus we are putting on access, what is the cost-benefit analysis? How much quality are we losing in order to increase access? And in the future, how will it play out? I haven't had that conversation. That yes, we must increase access. Yes, everybody should get into the classroom. But how low does it drop the quality? And wherever the quality drops up to, how would it play out in the future? Because the whole idea is to reap results in the future, which is derived from the quality you get from the school. So once we sacrifice that quality, has that cost analysis, been done? Maintains our conversation here. Folks, I met the president of the association who sold school uniforms, and the gentleman was frustrated. His membership, as we were talking, his phone was ringing, and his members putting pressure on him, as government has not paid them for quite some time for all the uniforms they have already supplied. The pressure from banks of where they borrowed the money from, their suppliers who gave them the material and the items. The pressure was too much. They then suggested that, why don't the students maybe buy 1 uniform, and maybe the state, provide one, because the state has to give you 2 uniforms. But the answer was no. The burden is too much. But the answer was no. The state says, just supply the uniforms and we'll pay. They are also saying, if you don't pay us what we supplied the whole of last year, where do we get money from to go and buy new ones to supply the students? It's amazing. Once upon a time, I was sat in a school board meeting, and we were deciding how it is that we can tell parents to buy 4 exercise books, because apparently the state will supply 6, but averagely they do 9 to 10 subjects. So we were trying to get the parents to buy 4 more exercise books, so that at least every child has 10 exercise books, one per subject, which maybe not even enough, because ideally maybe you even need 2 per subject. But here we are, playing it safe, 4 per subject. The whole boardroom, district education, regional education, government rep, me, the traditional rep, whatever it is, all sat in the boardroom. We could not take that decision, because if you write to the parent to buy 4 exercise books, it means it's not free education. Oh yes, it means it's not free education. And so whoever dares issues that command is in trouble. Now that's sad. Look, folks, in many schools today, and that's the reality, the staff cannot be bothered. If you come to the school and you're diligent enough and you're disciplined enough and you want to learn, you're welcome. If you're truant and can't be asked and want to jump the wall and run away and go and come, please yourself. Form 1 students alone are 1,000. Some are 1,500 for Form 1 alone. So if you want to jump the wall and think, if just don't come again, they don't care. Gone are the days when Mrs. Last knew from Form 1 to Class 1 to Classes and what everybody did and which home you came from. God, those days are gone. The teachers don't know the students. The headmistress, they don't know the student. Well, apart from all the odd ones who do exceptionally well, fine. But the general mass, they will meet you outside and don't even recognize that this is a student in my school. But once upon a time, when the headmaster saw any pupil or student outside, they knew that this child was in school. What are you doing out? What are you out by this time? Those days are gone. And so this is the quality that we are sacrificing to increase access. I'm not complaining about the access, but I'm saying the quality that we have dropped in future, how is it going to play out? Folks, how is it going to play out? We seem to be more hungry for the sloganeering. Oh, I said it was 3 years. I said it was 4 years. I said it's free. I brought it. I thought about it first. I implemented it first. That aspect seems to be more important than the substance of education itself. And one of my most unpopular shows I did was when I said, all these children who we are now pushing into the secondary schools today that are completely choked, some of them could actually go directly into industry. Do apprenticeship for 3 years so that instead of queuing up, at the SHS, some could actually come here and study maybe engineering in the back. Some could go to, a car industry and learn how to fix cars for 3 years and then actually leave and get the same WASI certificate and graduate on in life. So that the pressures in the school will reduce, because we are not in normal times. Considering the number of schools we have today and the number of children that we have, and they all have to end up with some education, we need to think outside of the box. Throw the box away. Can't even think around the box. Think outside of the box. But make sure that at the end of the 3 years, the child is equipped well enough to be employable. But to ramp them all up, that at all costs you must sit on a desk facing a blackboard, that's the only way you get educated, folks, then we should sit down and find out how would it play out at the end. Because I am saying that the cost now to send a child to school, it's phenomenal. The cost now to send a child to school is phenomenal, considering that we have never paid tuition fees anyway. You ain't tuition. Oh, I call boarding, you have 550, now call boarding. Day student, I think it was 150 or something, I'm not saying that everybody in this world has 150. No. Yes, maybe 1 or 2 people may struggle. However, The sudden surge today is what I can't explain. That I'm saying that it's actually more expensive now to go to school than it was before. We are students as of a bag and alcohol. And then the old insecticide, the weedicide, near the air can walk. But let's pause and ask ourselves, the gaining in access and the reduction in quality, how is it going to play out in the future? Well, 0302216541. And the numbers have gone up at the secondary level. Please go and check if infrastructure at the university and tertiary level has been expanded to absorb these numbers. And then you check up to find out if all these clerical subjects we are doing, we are expanding the economy enough to absorb them to give them jobs. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, Nana, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Chrissy. I'm calling from Chrissy.
Chrissy, let me hear you.
So, what I see is this. We have reduced education to the number of years you spend in the classroom rather than what you do in the classroom. And I say this because whilst we are busy incurring all these costs on free SHS at the secondary level, the basic education that builds the foundation upon which the secondary education should, be built is being destroyed completely. No attention is being paid to the basic education that should be the foundation. And so we are more or less building on raw sand or something, and it's as if we do not have people who are experts in education in this country. Basic education has been neglected, and yet we are pumping all the resources into secondary education. We are literally building on nothing.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana. This is Kabna.
Kabna, let me hear you, Jam.
Hey, Nana, I know you are passionate about education, and you are doing your best to improve the quality of education in your town where you rule. But the low standard of education should be blamed on the Ghanaian. The Ghanaian is too aloof. When the elderly, when they were affected by this debt policy, you saw the prominent people who came out, right? Mm-hmm. And that led the powers that be in Accra to act, exempt them. In this case, the middle class, the lower class, lower Ghanaians, the middle class Ghanaians don't want to come out and support people of like mind who want to reform education and make it more progressive. Maybe we might take the ideas, or maybe we might have to go the other way. But you need the people to respond to the problems and come out. And the Ghanaian is not doing that, Nana. They're not doing that. I share your passion. But I also have a problem with you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Because the reform cannot come out of thin air. It's somebody who must initiate the reform. Nana, you don't want to present yourself so we can support you to the Jubilee House. So what do you want us to do, Nana?
Well, but we can, you see the thing everybody says, but we cannot. I mean, we I don't necessarily have to be the leader to be support. I can support from. I mean, I can bring my ideas. I don't charge for my ideas. I bring my ideas.
Okay,
free.
so this is what is going to happen, and this is what we need to do. Now the campaign season has started, right? You saw Achamantin and all these guys who were in the cabinet. They listened to you. They heard all the things you've been saying, right?
Yeah.
Now they want to lead the country. Is this the time that Joy FM must come out and organize a debate for all these presidential candidates, and let's put all these ideas before them, and let's see what they say. That's how we can move forward, Nana. Because, Nana, you've been saying this for a long time, and look at all the things, look at this education minister, what he's doing. So we have to take action. We need to move the next step. We need to move a step up.
And I thank you so much. That's Kwabena calling all the way from the USA. Good evening, Nana Ansah Kwao. I'm currently doing my PhD studies in education at University of Leeds. We have a long way in Ghana, and Ghanaian postgraduates in the UK can attest to the fact that pedagogical strategies in the UK is totally different from the Ghanaian education system. I am specializing in special education needs, and autistic children are hosting TV programs in the UK. But the least said about Ghana, the better. Nana, I was teaching English language at UWAS and Christian Service University, both in Kumasi, but students do not even have any idea about IELTS, which will qualify prospective students for a UK university admission. I rest my case. Akins, good evening. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, good evening. This is Abusa Jackson.
Let me hear you, my brother. Oh, your line dropped. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine? Hello, 0302 216 541. Okay, who's talking to me?
Nana said, OJ here.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, I want to do a little bit of mathematics and some analysis with you.
Okay.
The average child spends 20 years in school.
Okay.
On the average. If you take it from crèche to nursery to KG1 all the way to basic university 4 years, that makes 20 years. And what the government is telling everybody is that the only part of this 20 years we cannot pay is the 3 years. I don't know if it makes sense. That of the 20, the part Ghanaians say they cannot pay is the 3 out of the 20 years. I can't understand that. My son finished in Fanspin, and I can tell you, I wish it was not free education. Because at a point, the school told us point blank that government is not bringing food. You have to pay XYZ amount or else you can't feed your children. You have to come and fumigate the halls. You have to come and buy this. You have to come and buy that. I wish it wasn't free. Because I ended up paying more food, more textbooks, more everything. And they told us, without mentioning words, that government is not bringing it. So if you don't want your war to pass, you can stay home and wait for government, and it won't happen.
Wow.
Now, the other thing you talk about is population, which really amazes me. Because if you remember, President Kwao IV made giving birth free. And going to school is also free now. What is the point in not giving birth? So the only thing I have to do is just look for a woman and impregnate her. Because when she gives birth, it is free. Free maternal health care, free this, free education, free uniform, free feeding, free this. That is why we would give birth to a lot of children. Because you don't have anything to pay in it. And there is no system, there's no welfare system that says that if you give birth and you're unable to take care of the child of this kind of quality, government intervenes, then what it means is that people are just free to give birth like that. And unfortunately, we do not have the kind of system that even has the statistics and the data to check anything. So it means that we are in big trouble.
Thank you very much. Conveyor belt education is a ticking time bomb. As an adjunct lecturer in private and public universities, I have seen the numbers in my classroom at public university double. The quality of students entering dropping so very low. I have to spend the first 4 to 5 weeks bringing students up to speed for reading, writing skills, critical thinking, and time management in order for them to understand what I then have to teach. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, please. I am John calling from Tema.
Come again, your line was breaking.
I am John calling from Tema.
Let me hear you, Don.
Yes, my cousin came home. He just went to school and then they sent him back. Before he came, they had sent his assessment for last semester or so. He had C5 in math, and he was the first in his class, a Catholic school. I mean, I don't get it. C5 in math, and he was the first in his class. I mean, this guy doesn't learn, he doesn't do anything. So I don't know what is going on, bro. I partook in the NIA. I was sent to Laura. While there, I think somebody already complained about sacrificing basic education for so-called free teachers. There were only 3 teachers in the school, and they were teaching the JHS because they don't have enough teachers. So the primary students are allowed to just play and roam. Some were just fighting. Those of us who didn't have NIA machines had to go into the classrooms and just engage these kids. And that is Laura. Laura is not a village. Laura is not a village. So you can imagine what's going on in the villages. Just go across the country and see what's happening in the villages. If the children miss learning and reading by the age of 15, by the age of 14, what can you teach them again? What use is free SHS when the kid comes unable to read? I don't understand it. Who are the people in charge here? I mean, I applaud Dr. Edichum. He's doing his best because it seems they just cast the thing upon him, and he's the only one thinking on his feet. The whole double track thing, he has to find a way to get the kids in class and out. There was no plan, no roadmap, nothing. They just cast the thing on him, and he had to just wake up and be the man at the helm. So people are complaining a lot, but yes, the man was not given much to start with. There's no plan, no roadmap. Nana Ansah Kwao IV does not intend to give anybody free education. He just wants to give himself a name. That's all. No matter the cost to everybody else. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much. This one says, but imagine if parents had to pay for the fees. How much would they be paying a term with this inflation, and how many students would be at home? You are a chief. So if the parents in your village didn't get this small relief, how many children would you help? I know of parents who were grateful for this opportunity, and all their children went to school with gari and sugar. But God, being the miracle business, gave them friends, and these children are in university. So we should be happy about this small help the government is giving to our children. I wonder if the university is free though, so I don't know how it works. But hey, hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, bro.
Good evening.
Lincoln, calling from Akwetema.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yes, thank you very much for touching on this topic this evening. I hope people will not call it Mayfair. Because the challenges we have in education, if you address it, if any state radio station address it, politicians will come after you. Do you know our children are not being fed properly?
It's open knowledge.
Look, what is happening here is a disgrace. And all the school heads have been cautioned not to talk to any media house. So you can't visit any school to bring the report out. That is what is happening. planting for food. Why can't we use it to feed our schools? But today there is no food. Our children will go and sit for exam. Few people get aggregate A and all that, and they will send them to every TV and radio station in this country, as if it never happened. How about the rest? Look at the statistics. After the exam, look at the number of people.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Mixing Yabua Bros Barbecue and Asantua. Good evening. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana.
Yes, sir.
This is George.
George, let me hear you.
I'm a teacher and I'm a parent.
George, then
Nana, do you know that basic is not even free? Are you aware?
Well, I thought it was free. I mean, it's free. I mean,
you're not aware. Go down and find out. I'm a teacher in Accra. It's not even free. And let me tell you, my daughter was in one of the secondary school, one of the girls' schools in the country. And I was the treasurer for the house. Nana, Charlie, we should stop deceiving ourselves that this is free. It's never free. Let's be honest. Oh, I believe that the government may have good intention, but the thing is not working. Oh, parents, I'm sorry, we started well, but things didn't go well. Can we go this way? Nothing wrong with it. If you have good intention, everybody knows you have good intention. But Nana, I'm telling you, the secondary schools are suffering. Thank God my daughter is out of this mess. Nana, I have to update platform. Money being taken. I don't want to mention the name of the school, and I wouldn't do that. Nobody can push me to do that.
No, if you do that,
but I tell you, things were bad.
Wow.
We have to motivate teachers. Teachers need motivation. And even in part of the education curriculum, there is this in motivation for teachers. We are not doing that. You expect the teachers to perform magic. What are we doing to ourselves? Why are we lying? These kids are very young. And if we are lying to them at this stage, what do we expect when they grow up? And these are people we expect to take over the mantle of political leadership. What are we doing? What sort of... Oh, boy.
Thank you very much. And hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, Nana, I'm back. This is Abusa Jackson calling from Cape Coast.
Yes, sir. Sorry, the line dropped.
Yes, Nana, thank you very much. Nana, please, let me ask you a question. This your program. The leaders in this country, are they listening?
I'm sure they do.
Okay, we thank God. If they are listening, we thank God. Nana, it looks like in this country now we refuse to think or we refuse to use our brain. That's the way I see it. I don't think since they introduced this free secondary school, the leaders sit down and think about it. How many children complete the secondary school? How many qualify for university? Nana, it's very serious. How can a child go to school or attend school in Accra and get aggregate 35? How about the child from my hometown, Atokobota region, who attend a local authority school? Which aggregate is he or she is going to get? In Accra, you will get aggregate 35 or 40. May God have mercy on this nation called Ghana. Now, sometimes I say, when I listen to Joy FM, I see that I cry for my children's future. I always cry for them. I don't know what to do. Because we all cannot pay that monthly deposit school fee, Ghana International School Fees. And the one we can pay to, nobody care. Nobody care about it. Hey.
Just saying, good evening there. 0302216541 is the number. And hello, who's talking to me?
Nana.
Yes, sir.
Okay. see the kind of people we are. As soon as leadership Nana, me. So right now I don't care anymore because you see what we are doing right now. You read somebody's message saying we should be thankful. We should be thankful. We are. You see, his focus is on the quantity. And one politics, the kind of politics come say, Nana. So me, at the end of the day, so next 2 years from now, we'll go and vote again, right? We'll go and vote for these same people. And we'll come back again. You can't complain, and you expect results. Nana, these people, they are children. They don't school in the government school, so that's what Ghanaians refuse to recall. Most of them are not even in the country. Our education minister, yes, he was school abroad. Sometimes I wonder if the way our education system here is the same way he runs his school out there. For how many years now, Nana? Textbook, common textbook, cry the left and right. How many years now? Yes, so your politics. Yes, say you are making government up. Now government, who is the government there for? Is it not me? And you mean I say government and the best for me? Is it the other way around? Say I mean some government and government and also on so me. And you get majority of the population come at you because what you are saying is not in the favor of a certain political party they support. Yes, leadership and good evening.
Good evening to you, my brother. As free SHS have issues that are easily fixable. 1, make tuition free for all. 2, those who want to go into boarding must pay full cost for boarding. The problem is political will and corruption. Free SHS is enriching those managing the policy. They are the same people supplying textbooks, the houses, the hostels, printing, etc. to the schools. And Yadia to me and solve. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hi, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Abna from Adenka.
Abna, let me hear you.
I'm taking it from the perspective as a parent who has a child in secondary school. And the fact that you spoke about the free SHS being expensive, rather. For my family, for instance, the free SHS is so expensive that you have the choice of taking a decision between taking your child to this free SHS or a private school. And that is the other perspective that we don't consider usually.
Okay. Because
of the nature of the free SHS, even the supposed category A schools have become unattractive. And you are pressured to send your child to a private school because you want to get a better quality. So at the end of it all, what are we doing to the structures that have formed the foundation of our very secondary school education? It's just going to be like the option between LA and a private school. And it doesn't look cool at all. I don't have my child in the free SHS system, but I have friends and family who do. And the stories of, extra classes, bringing them up to speed with lessons, it's not funny at all. I think it should be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, I don't have my biological in the SHS system, but I have inherited grandchildren and children and great-grandchildren in schools that I'm responsible for. And I am telling you, teacher motivation 200, say, over 400, 600, 400, 800. And to even get them off into the school, to get them off into the school, now you have to go A4 sheet, 1 pack. A4 sheet, 1 pack. Very soon, we'll go school print out. And I'm wondering, 1,000 students coming. All the 1,000 students have to bring bin. All the 1,000 students bring mop. all the 1,000 students bring back. I didn't quite a school. For 1,500 neighbor from one. Ubia de beneba mop, insecticide, toilet roll, 1 pack. Shallow. Well, once again, happy 50th to you, Saint Dr. Cynthia Tego. Tomorrow at Legon, between 10 and 12 is all happening. It's a nice church service. I think it's 12 to 2. 12 to 2. 12 to 2. And then Otobo Jankwesi, happy 35th anniversary as Ebrihene. Also at the Ebri Emmanuel Presby, 10 to 12. As you can see, my day is very eventful tomorrow. And this is to you, little princess, girl. Nyame enyo nyam sinti misa. This is to you for being so brave. Folks, I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamu-Edumasa. Abeku was on the ones and twos. Masuela Gbagba has lined up for the news bulletin. Kofi Hayford is ready for you. Obebo Arechichumamaye. But God willing, Monday we'll be back to do this all over again.